Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. Welcome to another stream where there's a meltdown on Twitter for some whatever reason. Of course, for Eze to Arsenal. Can Arsenal win without Eze? If he goes to Spurs, can Arsenal actually win? Or do Arsenal have the complete team now? But Liverpool will have the complete team. Because Liverpool, we know that it will have a complete team. Very close to Leone, the defender, of course, and also to Mark Guehi. Also, Isak is now looking for a house at Liverpool, so he's throwing another tantrum, of course, and he's throwing his fist, and then he's trying to force his move out. So probably he's gonna move to Liverpool soon, and Liverpool will have the complete team. Liverpool are actually targeting another left winger, which is astonishing because they're gonna have a complete team. Manchester, Staffy, just come this way because you're looking to your left. Now, of course, Manchester United with Baleba still on the table. Manchester City are targeting Rodrigo, so everyone is moving up. Are Arsenal moving up? Is Zubamendi and Gyökeres enough for Arsenal to win? I want to know your opinion, and I want to know everyone's what you guys think. And of course, this is kind of a pre-season, the preview, of course, of the season that is starting on Friday for Liverpool. We're going to get the opinion, so I want to hear you guys. But before we go on, thank you so much, everyone. We reached 40K overnight. And big up Tyler for always supporting the channel. Thank you so much. W is in the chat for Tyler. Big up for the massive donation. Tyler, of course, always supporting the channels here. Don Hussam and always supporting us. Thank you so much for this. W is in the chat, guys, for Tyler. Hit that like button. People just starting. There's 300 people in the house. We haven't even started yet. So let's get the likes up to 200. Thank you so much for everyone that is here. Weiler. I like this Weiler thing. I like this Weiler thing. But where do we start, people? Where do we start? Do we start with the meltdown of Arsenal fans, or we start with Liverpool and complete? And some Arsenal fans are actually trying to find the flaws at Arsenal, at Liverpool. Like someone said that Mohamed Salah is finished, Van Dijk is finished. You guys saw the CBS guy, what's his name, Paul or whatever, that guy, the ex-pro that played. He literally said that Liverpool are going to struggle this season. Are going to struggle is a stretch, to be honest with you guys. Like a struggle is a stretch. Like people are now trying to find, I think people are tired of Liverpool fans, like being arrogant a little bit lately because they're going to get Eze, and now they're trying to find flaws. No one is honest about Liverpool. No one is honest about how good Liverpool should be next season on paper. Like they watched him like play a community shield, and everyone is like, "Oh, you're not good. No, you're gonna lose. Van Dijk is shit. He's finished." As he's like 40 years old, he's still 34. He's one of the best defenders in the world, if not the best defender in the world. They still have Mohamed Salah, who is not finished, by the way. Well, I've heard this every season now. His least season was 27 GA, right? The least season he had. And then people are just want to find the problems. And Chelsea, people are sleeping on Chelsea. But let's start actually getting Jamie's opinion on this. What do you say to the people that say that Liverpool are finished?
I understand it, because us rivals, we say this about every other team, don't we? When we're a bit worried about that team, that's just it's what we do, ain't it? I always say things about Arsenal because I'm worried about Arsenal. You know, Arsenal fans might say something about Liverpool because they're worried about Liverpool. I think it's just that, you know, Liverpool are building. I think everyone's a bit shocked, even Liverpool fans, to be absolutely fair with you, and me included, how much money we're spending this summer and how we're going this summer. I think it has shocked a lot of people, especially Liverpool fans. You know, I hear, you know, people talk about it now like Liverpool spend like this every single summer. It's just, you know, we just saved up for a long time and we're having a big spend up. But the thing Liverpool do extremely well is sell as well. You know, people never bring that up in the market. But yeah, I just think it's a thing of where someone's worried about another team, so they try and find faults with that other teams they're worried about. I find faults with Arsenal because I'm worried about Arsenal, yeah. I find faults about City because I'm worried about City. I think that's just what it is, Mo, to be absolutely honest. I don't think anyone actually believes it in their heart. It's just that they want to find something because they're worried about that team, in my opinion anyway, Mo. I don't know about yourself.
To me, I think people are not honest. I think people are what makes them sleep. They do what makes them sleep well at night. You're muted.
Who, me?
Fans are not honest. Is that what you're saying, Mo? I can believe it.
Okay, the problem is it's not only fans on Twitter. It is not only now. It's going into pundits, like professional pundits.
Oh, you only notice it when it's Liverpool.
Like, they are not honest. And like, okay, why would you say after one game and watching Van Dijk or Salah that they are finished? You're a professional pundit. You're someone who gets paid for this. There are people that think you're a football expert. With all due respect, we're all fans, as Jamie said. Like, I'm a fan. Jamie's a fan. Igal is a fan. We don't get paid. Like, people don't pay for cable to watch. This is YouTube. This is free. You know what I mean? But people get paid to do this. You're supposed to be ex-pro. People take you as an expert. You know the difference, Safi? Like, you're not going to go to the engineer and then he lies to you. The engineers who was trained, who gets paid to do this job, and then you're asking about something and they lie. No, I am expecting full honesty from someone who is supposed to be expert. What I mean, he's educated on this matter more than us, right? But they do this shit.
But who are you calling out? Are you calling out like pundits? Are you calling out?
A lot of pundits, tons of pundits. They're lying, bro. They're lying.
I'm going to say this, though. There is nothing wrong with giving an opinion, but of course you have an important job out there, being on television, saying a bunch of nonsense. Now, what I think is happening is social media is bleeding into professional punditry, and this has been happening for a while now. For example, Patrice Evra being on television calling Arsenal babies. We've been seeing this for a long time. We've been seeing social media type punditry happening on Sky.
He said he used to call you babies. Don't lie.
No, but we see this all the time. Let's not act like it's something new. It's been happening for a long time. It's just now it's happening to the level where they're criticizing league title winners the same way they criticize a team that was fighting for top 4. Fighting for top 6. They've been criticizing Arsenal and Manchester United for the last decade heavily. They haven't been criticizing Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, respectively, because they've been winning.
No, they've been cooking Chelsea. They called him the billion dollar. What was it? $1 billion bottle jobs. Come on, that's not.
He said that in the middle of a game in a cup final. This is what Mo. This is not something new. It's been happening for a long time. I just feel like because it's Liverpool, it was after Community Shield, and it's a very reactionary take from a television pundit that people are now focusing more on this. But these guys have been going on Twitter, taking tweets from guys like United Trey and talking about it on live television as if it's an actual thing. I've been seeing it for a long time.
But what do you think about Liverpool? Do you think Liverpool are heavily favorites to win the league?
Of course, they're favorites. They won the league last season, and they're going into the season a bit different team, but they're still favorites because they've strengthened, and majority of these players that they're bringing in are levels up. They're not downgrades.
Yeah, I agree. I think Liverpool are heavily favorites. And anyone that is sitting down and saying Arsenal have a chance, yes. Man City have a chance, yes. Chelsea have a chance, yes. But on paper, before the ball is kicked, Liverpool are the strongest team in the league. And even without Alexander Isak, especially with the confirmation that we got today that they're getting Guehi and Leone, so 2 center backs. So that notion that the center back depth is not there is there now. You know that it's going to happen within the next 2 days. Leone is going to happen in the next 24 hours, and then Guehi is going to happen even maybe after the Bournemouth game, that they're going to get Guehi. So now they addressed that problem. The midfield is stacked. Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, versus Curtis Jones. That is a stacked midfield currently. And then it's a stacked midfield. How is it not a stacked? For a team that plays 4-3-3 like this, you got Gravenberch and McAllister. You got Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai. You got Florian Wirtz there. You're going to sell Harvey Elliott. Who else do you have, Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, you've got some young players as well that, spotlights in Trainioni, Stefan Basic as well, that can play cup games in this season to give the first team players rest as well. So there's players there. I will say, I think like next season, I think Liverpool will address the midfield a little bit. I think I can see next summer Liverpool getting maybe another DM in or something like that. But I don't think they're too concerned about it this season. I think Liverpool reacted after the Community Shield game. I think Liverpool always felt like they wanted to get one centre back in before the end of the summer, and I think it was always going to be Mark Guehi, because there's been a lot of talk about that most of this summer, and I think Mark Guehi's got his heart now set on going to Liverpool. But I thought what Liverpool were trying to do was just wait as the summer goes on to get Mark Guehi for the price that Liverpool wanted. Not the price Palace wanted, and it seems like Liverpool at this moment in time looks like that could be the case. Getting Mark Guehi for 35 million is a bit of is good business. But I think in that game as well, they thought they needed a bit more cover as well. And Liverpool apparently have been looking at this Giovanni Leone for quite a while now. Liverpool really rate him. Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards apparently think he's going to be great. So they're willing to spend 30 million on an 18-year-old centre-back not a lot of people know about. So so straight away, Liverpool got 5 centre-backs. Also, with that having 5 centre-backs, Jeremy Frimpong now can be the backup to Mo Salah when he's at AFCON, because we won't have to worry about having no other right backs, because you've got Conor Bradley there, and then with the 5 centre backs, you play Joe Gomez there. I think Leone's played right back before as well, so you can cover that for that month as well. So doing this deal also covers you in other areas as well. So it's going to be a business by Liverpool, but I think they reacted after the Community Shield to make sure they had 2 centre backs in, so they're completely covered in the back line.
100%. I agree with you 100%. I'm watching this Liverpool team and the way Liverpool are moving in this market. This is what other teams should have been moving in the market. I know that Arsenal did a lot of stuff, as David Ornstein have said yesterday, but I'm still thinking that they left themselves a little bit short in some areas. Creativity, for example, left winger, right? Striker is set, right winger, Saka's there. The defense is the best in the league currently, the strongest in the league. The goalkeeper is good. They signed Kepa as a backup, which is a good backup for that money. But again, I am looking at this Arsenal team and I'm like, can you battle Liverpool? Yeah. Can they actually go toe-to-toe with Liverpool? On paper, based on what?
We have a solid midfield. We have a better defense. They have a better attack. I think the two teams on paper are balanced. Both teams, if they go and get their left winger, they go and get the backup defenders, they're obviously a better team than they were last season, especially if they go get Alexander Isak. But guess what? Every season is not the same. I think last season you could say that they did very well. Going into this season, they're still going to be heavy favorites, but a lot has changed. You got Florian Wirtz in there. They're going to have to change how they play in the midfield. You got Trent out the building. You got a new right back in who's not really a passer, more of a finisher in the final third. They're going to have to play different there. Mo Salah is going to have to occupy a different type of space. Now that
who's a finisher more than a passer? Sorry?
Frimpong. Yeah. So Frimpong's more of a final third finished product rather than a passer and like a playmaker. So they're gonna have to play different with the right back situation. And I think after the FA Cup, you're starting to realize it's going to be more left-hand side dominant with Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, and all these guys. They're gonna probably see Mo Salah have a dip in his numbers based on how Liverpool might play differently without him being as much as a focal point. How does that affect the overall team? We don't know. I think there's so many questions about a league title champion coming into the next season because of all the change that they've done. Some of it can be great, and they could maybe go to another level, which I don't know if they're going to do that. But what mostly happens is you do need time to bed into a new team. You do need time for players to all get used to each other. And I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool this season are not as solid to start off the season as they were last year. Because they did.
There's a good possibility for them to start the season slow. I agree with you. I think if you're going to catch Liverpool off and somewhat get some type of advantage on them, it is early in the season. Because the one thing that Miguel said is true, that it's no matter how good our players are, you do need an adaptation period. So that's fine. But the minute it clicks, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like Mo was saying it before the show starts, they're gonna be cooking, bro. They're gonna be cooking.
I look at Liverpool, and the Gal's made some very valid points. Obviously, when you bring in these sort of players in, you have got to give them just that bedded in time. But I think as the season goes on, because they're so good footballers, and when they click, I do think it's going to be very... Look, if Alexander Isak does, it's all ifs and buts, yeah, but if Alexander Isak does come to Liverpool and everything clicks into place, it's that forward line Liverpool going forward is going to be extremely difficult to stop. Wirtz is a quality footballer, as we know. It's not going to take him too long to get used to everything and mold into the team. And once they all do, yeah. But as the girl says, like, the beginning stage of the season might be like Liverpool might just get over the line in games, pick up 3 points and stuff like that, but not look great on the eye at the moment. But as the season goes on, they go click into gear and get all the things going. And it's like all teams, though, when you buy players, you have that little period at the beginning, then they start to click and gel and build and you see. But they're too good of a footballers not to make it work, in my opinion. So I think we're going to be absolutely fine. I think Arsenal are going to be fine as well. I think it's going to be the greatest Premier League season.
I think a lot of people also have to acknowledge that title teams, it's very difficult to repeat. I know this is a psychological thing or like historic thing, but I know we've seen Man City do 4 in a row lately, but historically we don't really see too many teams go back to back. If Liverpool do back to back, I'll be also very impressed because they weren't able to do it if they're able to do it under Arne Slot with Chelsea, who I feel like has a better midfield than them, Pep, who's a better manager than Arne Slot, and Arsenal have a better defense. They're going up against a really, really deep league this year. You can even go further down the league. Aston Villa solid, Manchester United bouncing back. You got Tottenham looking better. Everyone across the board is going to be giving Liverpool their A game this season. I felt like last season, Liverpool blitzed the league early, had themselves in a comfortable position, and no one was able to claw back at them. Now that we're starting from the beginning, everyone's saying Liverpool are clear favorites because they won it last year and they've improved. But there is a possibility that second season, you might not have the same level of fortune with your key players playing as much as they did. You might not be able to manage your team as well as you did the year before. Also, some of these new players, it could take them time to get used to it, as I said earlier. So I do think there is more than just one reason to say, hey, they might not win.
If you use that logic, so that means your main signing of the season will take him time.
Who?
Go ahead.
Hold on. I want to respond.
There's a difference. Arsenal are not instilling too many starters. Liverpool are instilling maybe between 4 to 5 starters potentially into their starting 11. 2 defenders, a midfielder. If you even say Guehi's a starting center back, that's another if. Then you have potentially 2 starters in Ekitike and Isak. Liverpool are really adding maybe 5 starters out of an 11-man roster that's starting each game. That is a big change. It's not like Arsenal, who are just bringing in Zubimendi and Gyökeres. It's not like Chelsea, who are just bringing in 2 starters at max. Man City and Liverpool are making the most overhaul changes.
Miguel, you just contradicted yourself, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I almost did the Bruno celebration when he goes like this, because I didn't want to listen to what you were saying anymore.
Fair enough.
You just said it's hard for teams to go back to back. I agree with you, but there's a reason for it. That same reason, by the way, you're ignoring now, and you're actually using it to why it might be a difficult season for them. Historically, teams who don't win championships back to back in any sport, by the way, not just this sport, is because they got complacent in the second year. How did they get complacent? Some of them don't even go and rebuild that team. I wouldn't say rebuild. The rebuild is not the word. But like, just make enough signings or make enough changes. They feel like, oh, because we won it this year, we can run it back the year after. It just happens all the time. Happens in basketball, happens in football, happens in all sports. You then went on to say that they changed about 5 starters. Literally, that is the reason why your first argument just makes no sense.
No,
because yeah, you might argue that 5 is a lot of changes in a starting team, but it also changes how teams approach them. It changes their style of play. It refreshes ideas. You can't even play against them in the same predictable way that you played against them last season, because now they have a striker that's completely different than last season. Now they have a 10 who plays in a different way completely than last season. Their fullbacks, they play completely to the fullbacks they had last season. So I do hear you when you say, yes, a lot of changes might change a few things, and you might maybe just drop them for a little bit, and you need to adapt. But equally, it refreshes the whole thing. So this team, based on what you said, with 4 or 5 starters, is half the team that it was last season. But we know it's half the team, but they added a lot of quality. So we're not saying they're half the team in quality. They're just half the team that won last season. That gives them a completely new advantage right now to get 5 hungry new starters who didn't win the league last season, implement new ideas, become very unpredictable, and because of their quality, they can go and win it again. So I hear where you're coming from, but I'm sorry, brother, you just waffled there. I don't agree with you whatsoever.
Let me rebuttal.
Let him come back.
I'm simply saying there is multiple reasons why Liverpool potentially could not win the league, even though they're favorites. And I was giving 2 examples. Doesn't mean those 2 examples counter each other, because there is still players in that team like Mo Salah, like Van Dijk, like Konate, like Alisson, who are still heavily important to the squad. And their complacency, I'm not saying they're going to be complacent. I'm just simply saying they might not.
No, but I'm telling you that was.
I'm not saying they're going to be complacent. I'm simply saying they might not perform to the same level in this team this season, and then you could maybe see a dip in form throughout the whole squad.
No, yeah, I know you didn't say that.
That is valid, regardless of the psychological element.
Yeah, I know you didn't use the word complacent. I'm saying when you use that logic that it's hard to go back to back, it's usually because clubs don't even strengthen that much. They did. They added a lot of quality to a winning team. They refreshed their ideas massively. I can't use that, bro. I can't use that logic when they did the opposite of why teams usually don't go back to back. I'm telling you that is the reason why teams don't go back to back, is because they don't add enough. They think they can run it back with the same exact squad. They didn't. So how can I use that logic?
That's not also the situation. There's two elements. One, it can be psychological. 2, it can just be performance based. The performance levels of Mo Salah was at a historical level last season. He doesn't
have to be this season.
He doesn't need to be at that level, but at the same time, that in itself is going to be a dip from the season prior.
But that's the beauty about it. It doesn't have to be. They don't need to rely on him to get 40 to 50 GNA. Mo Salah can get 30 GNA and they can still win the league. He could get 25 GA and they could still win the league, because he has a Ekitike and he has Verts, who I thought were brilliant in that game.
About Mo Salah. It's about all the players who were in that team last year. Gravenberch played almost every game last season. If he doesn't perform to the same level as he did last season, like he dipped at the back end of the season, he was starting to dip. If he continues that form from the back end of last season,
but I could say the same thing about every team. I can go to you and be like, what if Rice doesn't perform the same way last season?
But that's the main part of the argument that I was going for. I wasn't saying.
But there's until there's evidence to suggest that someone is going to drop off, I can't speak about it. Like, I can't tell you right now, you know what? I think Rice is going to have a shit season. And if you told me why, I'm like, I don't know. I just think he had a good season, so now I think he's going to have a bad season. That's not logic.
Gravenberch had a good first half of the season, and then second half, late part of the second half of the season, he slightly dipped. Mo Salah was consistent throughout the whole year, Van Dijk was consistent throughout the whole year. I would say McAllister started off well, middle part a little bit, and then started.
Yeah, but if your argument that he's been overplayed, I could say that they signed Wirtz, and now Szoboszlai is clearly going to play a little bit deeper in the pitch. So now he's going to have a little bit more rotation. So that's what I'm saying. Like, unless I see evidence to suggest that, why would I claim that? Of course, any player can improve next season or go downwards. I don't know.
Hey, at this point, I'm telling you that they're favorites, but I'm just simply picking holes that you can find, and those are the only holes people can find.
I think you're trying to find holes. I'll be honest.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're having a conversation here. This is where I think the possibilities. Everyone can see that Liverpool are strengthening their defense. They're strengthening their attack. Their midfield, they're going to be relying on Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones, which I think are serviceable. But in the case that McAllister and Gravenberch are out the team, they're gonna have to rely on a new midfield. McAllister and Gravenberch were heavily available last season. They were very good last season, and they're available a lot of the games. If they have a situation with any of those guys getting injured, you're going to see a completely different midfield.
But we use the same thing for Arsenal as well.
100%, and people do use those arguments. I'm just using the same arguments that people use for Arsenal also. People tell me every time. Why are you assuming
that this is going to happen? So why are you assuming that this is going to happen?
Because no
player argument. Okay, let me tell you something. You're building your whole argument that Salah is not going to be. It might not have the same season as last season. And I'm telling you from now, Salah is not going to have the same season as last season. Salah is going to drop. But his drop is 30 GA, not 47. And that would be enough. That's why Liverpool are getting Alexander Isak. That's why Liverpool signed Ekitike. That's why Liverpool
signing for the future, ain't they? That's what it
is. It's actually, for example, let me give you an example. Even if Van Dijk dropped from last season, right? It's still their defense is good enough for them to win the majority of their games, right?
Yeah.
That's why they're going to sign Gay. That's why they're going to sign Leone, young centre back. Kirkes is better than Robertson, regardless of what people say. He's better than Robertson, and he's a Premier League proven. He was one of the best left backs in the league. I'm not going to say the best like Liverpool fans, but he was one of the best like Liverpool. And if we're going to use the same argument of drop, I'm going to tell you, there is more evidence of Odegaard not performing in your midfield to be a whack than Mohamed Salah dropping to be a 15 GA player. There is, I have more substance and I have more argument behind me saying, if I put the statement out, Igal, and I say Arsenal midfield, creativity-wise, is going to be whack. It's going to be shit. I will have more evidence to say this than saying that Salah will be a 15 GA. If you tell me here Salah is going to have 30 GA, I will believe you. Right? I will believe you. 30 GA is not bad. 30 GA will win them the league. Of course, if they sign Isak. What is your evidence that your midfield is going to look good? What is your evidence?
What is my evidence that my midfield is going to look good?
Yeah.
Declan Rice.
What is your guarantee?
Declan Rice created the most big chances out of every midfielder last season in the Premier League. In La Liga, you had Zubimendi was the best.
Rice did what now?
Rice last season created the most big chances out of every central midfielder in the league. Go check it.
Are you sure about that stat?
Go check it.
So, no, it's not right.
If that is the case,
counting Bruno?
Go fact check me. Go fact check me.
Are you counting Bruno as a
You're
central
gonna
midfielder?
see it. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it.
Wait. Are you counting Bruno?
Last night, they tried to fact check.
Are you counting Bruno? I'm asking a question.
Bruno's not a central midfielder, is he?
So what is he?
He's an attacking midfielder.
Bruno is okay.
Are we counting Cole Palmer?
Morgan Rogers. What about Morgan? Okay, basically, Declan Rice created a lot of chances. Created 16. Bruno created 16. Morgan Rogers created 16. Jacob Murphy created 16. Ismail Assar created 17. My point, Igal, is your midfield overall is dead last in creativity in the league last season. Dead last. Last.
That's not true.
It's just
we created. No, I get it. The reason why it was dead last
from open play, you're dead last.
No, but you know why? It wasn't because we weren't creating. It was because we weren't taking shots when we did create the chances. The players were hesitant. They weren't taking shots. We were creating enough chances. We were taking shots on goal numerous times versus Manchester United and just look at our two cup losses. Manchester United, Newcastle. We created numerous chances in those games. I think we missed about 17 or 18 chances in those games. We create the chances, we just don't finish them. And also, 90% of the time, we don't even get the shot on target, so it doesn't count as a big chance if you don't even get the shot on target.
So you are watching Arsenal's midfield, and you think that Arsenal midfield last season was creative?
I think Arsenal's midfield is the only midfield better than us right now. I would say is Chelsea.
I don't think your midfield is creative at all. And
so
I'll be honest.
I'm just.
Is Jamie behind?
I was just looking at StatMuse and on Stat. Am I lagging?
Yeah, I think you were lagging.
Most lagging, no?
I don't know. It's StreamYard, but my internet is good. Yeah, good.
Yeah, all good. All good. Yeah, I was just looking at StatMuse, and on StatMuse they've got the midfielder. Like central midfielder that created most chances last season was Enzo Fernandez.
No, but that's chances created. Igal was talking about big chances, but what Igal was failing to mention though is
Rice is a baller, by the way. Declan Rice is a good player.
No, but here's the thing: I wouldn't look at Rice and pretend that he's a creative player. I'd be lying to myself if I said that. What Igal was failing to say, by the way, is that most of these big chances come from corners. And that's fine because I think he's probably the best corner taker in the whole league. So I'm not taking that away. But he had like 7 assists. How many of them were corners? 4, 3. So it's like I'm not gonna lie. That it's a disingenuous argument, and the fact that you tried to make it about central midfielders, like I just looked because I knew what you said, and I just knew when you said central midfielders that I'm gonna find something. Like he's 10th in the league, so it means there's 9 more creative players than him. But you were very specific. That's slick. You were very specific with the word that you used.
Technically 6.
You didn't say player. You said central midfielders.
He's technically. Let me guess. You're on football. You're on FootMob, right?
No. I knew what you said, and I knew that he wasn't in the top 3 at least. But when you said that, I was like, oh, he said central midfielders. But either way, he's not 6. How's he 6?
Technically 6.
He's tied with a couple more players.
From 6 down is all. They're all on 16.
Yes.
Igal, who's more creative, Bruno or Declan Rice?
Obviously Bruno, but that's why I said central midfielders, not attacking midfielders. Because
okay,
I'm not going to.
But you said he's technically tied.
I'm not going to compare.
So are you going to insinuate all these players that are tied, they're just as good as each other? Because I'll tell you what, Declan Rice has about 16 big chances created, tied with Bruno, and Bruno created the most chances in the league. It's an easy argument that if you had a decent striker at United, Bruno would have skyrocketed. He would even be near Rice. So if we're going to sit here and insult the intelligence of the people in the chat and pretend that Rice is creative, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just not going to I'm not going to accept it.
Hey, everyone can come late to the party. I don't care what people say about how they view things. This is how I view it. Declan Rice, when it comes to efficiency and being out there and actually helping the team in the final third, he makes just as much of a difference for Arsenal than any midfielder does in the league. And he's viewed as a defensive player. Oh, my dad's calling me. But yeah.
Your dad heard your waffle. He's like, I got to call my son. I can't allow him to say that.
Yeah, allow it.
He had the right shout.
But long story short, I think we're talking about 2 completely different things. We will see how Arsenal's midfield actually looks. But when it comes to other clubs, everything is already going to be perfect. That's how I feel. Like people are already speaking about City's midfield as Reinders. Everything's going to be perfect.
No, wait, not. Reinders, no, I don't think City midfield for me is dead last.
That's what I said. And people are like, you're ridiculous.
Wait, you said City's midfield is last? Between who?
City's last.
Between Arsenal, Liverpool.
There's no defensive balance. There's no defensive balance.
I think City's midfield.
Okay,
I think City's midfield
I thought you
is
said
dead
in the
last.
league. I was so confused for a second.
Not in the league. Between City,
between
Chelsea. Top 4, I think City's midfield is. The reason why I'm saying this, because as of now, and there is a reason for it, I don't think that Rodri is 100%.
There's a lack of defensive coverage. I hear you.
Exactly.
They have creativity, but no coverage.
Reinders 8. He's a very good 8, Reinders. But in the same time, like if I'm watching Reinders, are you gonna create? Are you not gonna create? Is Foden gonna go back to his best? Is Foden even gonna start in that midfield? Is Shirky, who had one good season, is gonna be similar to Wirtz? Palmer, probably not. You know what I mean? Shirky is good. Is Shirky the winger? Like, as of now, the only midfield that we don't know who's going to play is Manchester City. Pep Guardiola, I am telling you, can start the season playing Nico Gonzalez, Reinders, and Bernardo Silva. How good is that midfield? is dead last.
The thing with City, they haven't even got a right back at the moment either, have they?
Like I like.
That's the least of their worries, bro. You can get away with not having a decent right back. They're just so unbalanced.
City with Rodrigo will cook, because I believe that Marmoush, Haaland, Rodrigo is very good for attack, right? Midfield, until I am seeing it now, like I don't know who's gonna start. Like until I see that midfield cohesion with Reinders, Cherki, Bernardo, who's gonna start? No City fan can sit here and tell me that this is our best midfield, because we don't know if Rodri is gonna be back. Rodri is not gonna be back until the
only thing people are banking on is Pep doesn't lose 2 leagues back to back. That's what people are banking on. The whole Pep record. When it comes to Liverpool, they won the league last year. They have one of the best attacks. Arsenal, I think we have the best defense. And Chelsea, they have the best midfield. I think Chelsea will finish above City, and I don't think that's going to be a debate. I think it's going to be quite visible.
Depends. If they get Rodri, no. If they get Rodri, no. If they get Rodri,
even if they get Rodrigo,
sorry,
I'm not going to lie.
No. If they get Rodrigo,
he's clearly unfit, Mo, and he's clearly going to lack game time. Like, I'll be honest, it's probably going to be somewhere mid-season.
You think he's going to risk it?
He's going to have to probably play consistently somewhere mid-season. That's if he doesn't face another setback, because it's not looking good. It looks like he keeps facing setbacks. I've comfortably predicted this, and I have no problem saying it. I think City are easily below Chelsea and below Arsenal, and that's not even a crazy take.
Not easily.
They can't.
I have no problem making that prediction. You have one team, Arsenal, as bad as they could be at times, they will 100% always be bailed by how good their backline is. They have one of the best center-back partnerships in the league. They don't concede a lot of chances. They don't concede a lot of goals. Their football can be ugly, but I can trust that they're not going to get beaten a lot of games. Chelsea, clearly they added in front of a little bit of players up front, in João Pedro and that. They already have, I think, the best midfield in the league. They can always rely on their midfield. And games where I think they're going to be a lot better than last season, but I can rely that they at least have in one department the best midfield in the league. I look at City, Haaland, generational. But then what? Are we, as you said, where's Cherki going to play? Where's Foden going to play? This is going to be the first year, by the way, watching without De Bruyne. Not that he played a lot last season, but that's the first season we're going to see him without De Bruyne. As we said, Rodri's not fit. And the whole backline, bro, just blow it up. Because that backline is shit. The back four and the goalkeeper, no one knows what's going on there. It's only probably Gavardio that you really can rely on. You can't tell me after all this, I can't look at that team and be like, yeah, you know what? I'll just predict them to be behind Arsenal and Chelsea. Everyone, by the way, who's going to try to make an argument for City, you know what they're going to say? They're going to try to say, oh, well, look how many leagues Pep has won. Oh, I cannot disrespect the team that did a 4P. Oh, but City have been one of the best clubs over the last 10 years. It would have nothing to do with what was going on currently. And I'm actually happy that this man just joined. Because as fraudulent as this guy could be, there's one thing that he's good at. It's giving Man City slander, Foden slander. I actually want him to talk about Foden. Because someone made a very good comment the other day. Said, Wirtz is Foden if Foden was good. And I can't get that comment out of my head. That is so accurate. The way Wirtz played in his debut.
This is funny.
I'm not a Foden defender. I just thought like everyone was just focusing on Foden when there's so many issues with the team. Like they would lose 4-0 and people would be like, oh, but what did Foden do today? Bro, they conceded 4 goals. How am I looking at a midfielder? They conceded 4 goals. I thought there was more people that deserve to be cooked, which is what I'm doing right now.
Hey, I'm happy people are finally coming to the Foden party.
Love you, Steffi.
Listen, man, I heard I've been called out on shows. You know what? You called me out so bad that Mo had to text me yesterday. He was like, are you comfortable being on a show with Mo Salah?
There's no way.
I swear to God, bro. I laughed when he said that. I was like, yeah. I was like, he only calls me out because he's my friend.
Nah, me and Steffi have a special relationship. Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Now, you know.
Let me do this. Before you go, can I do this super chats? Please, congrats, sir, for 40K. Thank you so much. 1 million coming soon, hopefully soon. Thank you so much, my friend, for the support. Really appreciate it. Why? Well, like I can get 1 million. Like,
no, it was very like such an ambitious comment. I like that. He's aiming for the moon right away.
Mark Goldbridges and AFTV are not better than me. It's fun.
I show more.
Listen, bro, back yourself.
Yeah, I show more. Big up, Staffy. Love your objective. You're on fire, bro. Big up, my man.
There you go.
Hit the likes, guys. We have
crazy.
We have 1,200 people here, guys. Can we get the likes up? We got 500 votes, guys, and we're only on 200 likes. Hit that like button. It helps the channel massively, actually. Thank you, Luke, for reminding everyone. Midfield wins you games. I don't see Liverpool or Arsenal midfield settled yet. Moreover, Liverpool switching from 4-3-3 to 4-2-3-1. They need to adapt as possible.
We
Evidence
played 4-2-3-1
in
last
season.
We played 4-2-3-1 last season. That's what we played.
I think people are forgetting that both Liverpool and Arsenal are only adding one player to their midfield, and those the players that we're adding are quality. Florian Wirtz and Zubimendi. Why are we acting like we're adding bums?
I always look at midfield. Yeah, a lot of people look at players in midfield and stuff like. I always look at midfield and what a manager wants from that midfield to make his team work. Yeah, I always said it with Jurgen Klopp. I don't think Jurgen Klopp's midfield was ever the best midfield you could find anywhere in the world, yeah. But it worked for Jurgen Klopp and it worked for Liverpool as a team for what they want you to do. So I always have that's my thoughts on midfields anyway. I don't think, you could have the best midfield three players. Oh, that's the best midfield now. But if it doesn't work for what the team want and how you want to do things for the whole team, then it's not.
That's why I think Chelsea, Jamie. That's why I think Chelsea is the best. In my opinion, they're more cohesive. They are played together the most, and they're very balanced and depth as well. They're very balanced.
The only thing they have over the others is that they've played together the most. That's the only thing they have.
No, they have depth. They have depth.
No,
they have depth as well. But I think
no salad.
What did I say?
Quality. You said you literally started by saying only playing together. The quality. You're ignoring the quality. You're ignoring
I don't think they have more quality than Chelsea. I mean, Arsenal, Liverpool, or Man City.
You don't put Cole Palmer in the midfield? Do you consider
wallahi, this is getting weird.
He considers Cole Palmer a winger. That's why.
I'm not considering. I'm thinking about Enzo Caicedo. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm thinking about like midfield. I'm talking about like the midfielders.
Oh no.
I think Zubimendi and Reinders and Rodri, what's it called? Gravenberch, McAllister. I think they're better than Chelsea's in my opinion. That's not crazy to say. I'm not involved in attacking midfielders.
Oh Lord.
I'm not attacking it. I'm not involved in attacking midfielders.
Let me do this.
It's the same guy that predicted Chelsea to finish 8th.
Yeah,
that same guy. That's all last year.
I don't want to tell
you were trending in that direction in about January, February, and I was looking smart. And
man
all of a sudden,
trending.
Anyway,
stop it, man.
Man said 8th. After that, I tapped out, man.
Creativity comes from balance. Zubimendi and Rice pivot on paper. There is not creative players, but balance. They will provide platform for others. Calafiori, for example, was playing as an 8 in preseason last game. Calafiori is not even going to start, my friend. I hear you. On paper,
he looks better than Miles. He might start.
I hear you. On paper. Now Odegaard should go and do the Odegaard thing that he did 2 seasons ago because there's Zubimendi and but is he gonna do it?
Give it up. He's not gonna do that. You guys want him to do something that he's not. The guy is not a risk taker. Leave him alone. Stop hoping he's gonna become something that you want him to be. He won't become that. We're gonna keep doing the same thing season after season after season. Oh, but remember that one season we did. I've seen enough where this guy doesn't like that.
That season the guy is leading.
I'm gonna give him Eze. Why are you guys gonna give him Eze?
An individual based on a system that had to get the best out of what it had to his disposal, and he was being sacrificed because he had to drop deeper. He was not able to.
I see a player's instincts. I'm not an idiot, bro. I can watch a player and see what he likes to do. The guy is not Bruno Fernandes. You guys just want him to get the ball and just spin. He doesn't do that. He's not a creative player in that aspect. Does he have a creative back? Yes. Can he dribble? Can he shoot? Can he cross? Can he do these things? Can he play a final pass? Of course he can. You guys get angry that he gets the ball, and the first thing he looks for is how can I retain possession? How can I actually keep the ball moving? Go get him a 10, and you won't have that issue. Yes, it is him. I've watched enough to say that.
Steffi, that is not him. That's the whole
So why do
team.
fans complain that he makes so many sideways passes and backward passes?
That's the whole team by design. The whole team by design has been playing slower.
That was the system. Okay, call Arteta out.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
System. Arteta's changing the system this year. We're going to be playing faster, and you're going to see a different Odegaard based on the way that we play.
To answer this, Abdelghani, who kept more clean sheets last season, Arsenal, Liverpool? Liverpool did, but Arsenal had the best defense. And I'm going to tell you why, Abdelghani. It's all about the chances that they are. they conceded. Arsenal conceded the least chances. So Arsenal had the best defense. Even Liverpool fans will tell you this. Like, it just like you're trying. Oh my God, everyone is trying to find who kept more clean sheets and who conceded less goals, who conceded less chances. Arsenal.
The thing is, though, Liverpool's defence doesn't concern me about winning a Premier League title at the end of the day. I don't think Liverpool's defence is probably going to ever be maybe not as good as Arsenal's because the way we play is a little bit differently. But Liverpool, with their attack, if Liverpool concede 38 to 40 goals next season but score 85 to 95, you're still probably going to win the league title or be there and thereabouts. So, it's not like our defence is like dog turd or anything like that. It's not. It's just not maybe as defensively assured as maybe Arsenal's is as a team, but it's still good enough to win a league title.
I'm keeping my receipts. Nice one, guys. That's a City fan, by the way. But Germany
keep the receipts and at me whenever you want. Wallah al-Azim, that's the one take that I'm sleeping good on.
What take is that? What take is that?
Chelsea.
I think they're below Arsenal and Chelsea.
Okay, German chicken wing. I want you now
to clip Arsenal. I don't think they're below Chelsea.
You don't think they'll finish below Chelsea this season?
I don't think City will finish below Chelsea.
Based off what?
Okay.
So
I think they do.
Chelsea are better than City right now.
I don't think so. I don't see it at all. I don't see it at all. I think we know how the impact that Reinders is going to. Of course, Rodri's injury setback is massive, innit? And I don't think the defense is as bad as people are making out to be. You feel me? I don't think they're terrible. And I think
me and you watched the Al Hilal game.
Yeah, okay.
You remember what they did to them?
But can I tell you something? And I think this is why Pep is interested in Donnarumma, because he knows his defense is not that good. So he wants a goalkeeper that will take them out.
I fucking love you. I said the same thing to Mo yesterday. Mo, what did I tell you? I told you, why is he going for Donnarumma?
It's because
he's realized he's going to be so shit this year. He went for a shot stopper.
Yeah, so if his defense still had prime Ruben Diaz and John Stones still playing at high level and Kyle Walker still playing at high level, he wouldn't mind having a goalkeeper that's not that good. So now he doesn't mind sacrificing the ball playing for a goalkeeper that's going to win him points and win him games.
That's why Pep is washed for me. I'm telling you, bro. Wallahi, you'll see.
Goalkeeper than Edison. Does that make sense?
Pep is washed.
Wallahi, you'll see, bro.
Who's washed?
You'll see. I don't think he's fully washed, but khalas, like he's entering the era. Like he's been walking.
The greatest and was ever the greatest anyway, but that's a conversation for another day.
Why did they sign James Trafford then to be a backup?
No, I think he wanted an upgrade on Edison, but I think no one anticipated Donnarumma being this available. Because I think if Donnarumma was this available, a lot of things would have been done differently in Italy, around Europe as well. Because a goalkeeper of Donnarumma's caliber being available, it changes things. If Donnarumma was available earlier in the summer, as available as he is now, Man City wouldn't have gone anywhere near James Trafford. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
You know what else?
Hold on, Igal. Can I say something? I actually think, because Salah likes Italy, I like Italy as well. I actually think Donnarumma, if he's, for example, signed for a Chelsea team or Arsenal team, takes them backwards in terms of the way they want to play. If he signs for Liverpool, he takes them backwards. Manchester City, by the way, they play a certain brand of football that requires the goalkeeper to be the 11th player on the pitch. This is why he switched from Joe Hart to, I can't remember the guy's name. Bravo. And then they saw Bravo and they got Edison. To have Donnarumma, that means you're playing one less on the pitch. And Pep Guardiola relies so much on every single individual on the pitch. That's why I was with Don the other day, and Staffy was with Don the other day as well. We're saying Chelsea shouldn't get Donnarumma. If he might be better shot stopper, even though the numbers say otherwise, by the way, than Sanchez. He doesn't make mistakes. But bro, the guy can't pass the ball for shit.
Here's the thing: we need a new goalkeeper. Just he's not the goalkeeper we need. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But because he's available, it's just the instant Chelsea should go get him. If you don't, what are you doing? Logically, money-wise, upgrading certain aspects, it's not really a big enough jump. Which sounds crazy to say, but I'm only saying this because Sanchez improved last part of the season. If Sanchez didn't improve, it's a stupid take. I agree. Even with 250k is worth it. But Sanchez has shown a decent level the last, I would say, 7-8 months. So I'm going to.
Who's better? Who's better, Raya or Donnarumma? David Raya or Donnarumma overall?
Raya fits what we need.
Donnarumma's probably better than him.
I think Donnarumma. I've watched a lot of Donnarumma. I think Donnarumma's had the best 12 months of his career. The last 12 months.
Thank you so much. Finally,
someone
saying it.
Before that, I don't think Donnarumma was actually that good of a goalkeeper.
He wasn't all that. Yeah.
Sorry,
Jimmy's not popular.
Wait. What's the conversation?
Donnarumma was a hero. Don't forget that. I think
I was
better
just
than Raya Donnarumma.
Wait, are people doubting Donnarumma?
I was
No,
just
no,
saying
no,
that.
That's ridiculous.
I've been watching Donnarumma a lot, and I was just saying
He's just
for
a bit
me,
overrated.
Donnarumma's
You
had
watched
the
him
best.
a lot when and for who?
Because I watch a lot of Italian football, so
Fair
like
enough.
when he was at AC Milan and stuff like.
Okay, so when he was like,
and I watched a lot of
17,
PSG.
18, 19.
No, when I watched him at PSG as well.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I obviously watch a lot of French football and Champions League football, and I said it. Donnarumma for me had the last 12 months have been the best 12 months of his career so far in the last 12 months.
Understandably so.
Before that, I think he was still prone to a lot of mistakes.
But you can say the same about a lot of people on that team, though, because Hakimi, who's been an incredible right back, had the best 12 months of his career. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You can say that about.
He's been cooking for a minute.
No, I know, but I'm saying when your team has a season like that, you can say the same thing about a lot of players. They had the best 12 months of their career. That's the point I'm trying to make. I think.
But can I correct you, Salah? Donnarumma last season actually conceded way more than what he should have conceded. Me and Staffy did the math yesterday.
He's on a negative 3.6 goals.
You know what the problem is, guys?
That's
We watch
numbers,
Champions
bro.
League. Onana, for example, was very good for Inter. But if you watched him in that Champions League campaign, you would say, oh, wow, that's a world-class goalkeeper. Yeah. He is one of the best. But you watch him in the league, he was good for Inter. That is the reason why Inter kept a lot of clean sheets. But he wasn't like, with all due respect, he wasn't like one of the best in the world in the league. And for me, when you get a goalkeeper, your bread and butter is your 38 games, not the 8 games you play in the Champions League. Because now we've seen Onana. Can
I give an example?
Let me finish this thing. Let me finish that thing. And that is why Donnarumma, by the way, he's playing for PSG. He doesn't concede a lot of shots. Right? He doesn't concede a lot of chances because they're the best team in League A. But even though he doesn't concede a lot of shots and a lot of chances, he still conceded more than what he should concede. He's number 16th in the percentile in League A in terms of goals conceded per shot. 16th. Because we watched him in the Champions League because the team was so good and they were playing out of this world. He looked phenomenal and had plenty of saves. And he's the one who won the Arsenal game for PSG. That's fine. Right? But overall, as Jamie said, Donnarumma didn't have the greatest career in terms of shots. People think he's an amazing shot stopper. Numbers don't say that. And I'm sure that none of us here wake up every weekend. None of us here wake up every weekend to watch Liga. But we watch PSG in the Champions League. That's why we think he's phenomenal. But he's not phenomenal. He's not phenomenal.
He's a big moment.
Can I say something? Let me respond to that. I think Donnarumma, as well as a lot of players, have a concentration problem and a situation where if they don't have much action for a lot of the game. I'll give you a perfect example. Remember the first leg of Liverpool versus PSG? I think Liverpool scored with their first shot on goal, right? He had nothing to do the entire game. But against Arsenal, for example, when he had a lot to do, he looked incredible. I think he's one of those type of players, those big game type of players. I've watched Donnarumma for every single Italy game since he was 17 and he came into the team. I watch every single Italy game, right? And for Italy haven't been the best over the last few years. Every single time Donnarumma's played for Italy, he's looked incredible. That's why I think if he comes to somewhere like a Premier League or a team like Chelsea, for example, who might be conceding a lot more shots than PSG would in the Ligue 1, he would be a lot better. And
no, they don't.
What?
That's the problem. No, they don't. Chelsea, Salah, but Chelsea.
Bro, shut up. I'm giving an example.
Bro, Salah.
Okay, fine. I'll say. Okay, Man City then, because they don't have the best defense. What did we say at the beginning of the chat? Man City might not have the best defense, so he'll have a lot more work at Man City this year. So I think that situation he might be better. Do you get it?
I hear that.
So he won't. I don't hear it. I don't hear nothing. I hear nothing from him. I hear nothing from him. Man City, the highest position-based team in. I'm gonna tell you. Let me debunk it.
The highest, bro. None of the
he's saying
that many shots.
It's
I'm
actually
in the Premier League, he's likely to face more work. I'm not giving any conclusion. I'm giving hypotheses of things that may happen.
I'm gonna debunk this hypothesis. Very simple. The highest base position team in the world in Manchester City, along with Barcelona, don't concede a lot of chances. The problem is when they concede the chance, it is the chance. So you're telling me that he has a high concentration. He's a problem in concentration. In Man City, the goalkeeper basically is a viewer. He's in the stands for the majority of the game. But you need him when he's get called on. You're saying that he has a concentration problem. Basically, he's going to stay the whole game free, just trying to pass the ball around. But the chance is going to come against him. He's not focused, and then he concedes. It's different when you play for Nottingham Forest. This is when you concede abundance of chances. When you play for Fulham, yes. When you play for Chelsea, That's why when you play for Chelsea, that's why when you play for Arsenal, for Liverpool, for City, you need to be focused 90 minutes because you're not conceding anything for about 30 minutes.
That's the whole reason that Staffy's not high on Man City this year is because they probably won't be as good and probably won't keep possession as well.
So you don't think Donnarumma suits them then? So I
think Donnarumma suits them very well because they're gonna need their goalkeeper to be.
Man City still have a lot of possession.
He's not looking at City, Mo. He's not looking at City as that team that's gonna dominate possession and build up from the back in that way. Because they're gonna concede a lot of the ball. He thinks they need a shot stopper more.
Count 1, 2, 3. Here is the take. City will have the highest position in the league this season, regardless of what happens in the season.
Yeah, I think they'll have a high possession stat.
But I think you're missing it. It's not compared to other teams. One second. Not compared to other teams. It's compared to how they were over their last few years. Yes, they're still going to play with the identity of keeping the ball. I'm not saying City all of a sudden is going to become a transitional team. But to be fair, when you have a liability in the back line, like Akanji, like Diaz, like all these players that they have that are not good, you will concede a lot of the ball. You will concede a lot of chances. He thinks that's why he went for a shot stopper. That is why I'm saying this team is not going to be good. So I actually agree with him. I don't know what's
let me
I'm going to head off.
One of the worst City teams I've seen. One of the worst City teams I've seen, guys. One of the worst City teams I've seen is last season. Is the highest position-based team in the league. One of the worst City teams, huh? No Rodri.
Did they concede a lot of chances or no? Because you could see chances off transition. What are you not understanding here?
I think the thing.
And how much is that position going to go away from now not having Edison on the ball? You're discounting that. I don't know why you're not seeing it.
That's the whole point, then.
The thing
you're ignoring that.
City will always have the most possession, probably because it's just the way Pep Guardiola's teams play. But the thing with Manchester City that I saw last season, I don't think teams were afraid of them like they used to be anymore, and they're willing to have a go.
I agree.
Do you agree that there's so many teams now that are going to be more eager to press them, knowing that they no longer have a press-resistant goalkeeper? Because that's a tactic that we couldn't do for the last 6 years.
If you haven't got Edison there, who's so good on the ball, he's like a blooming midfielder.
That's why I don't think Donnarumma suits them, Jamie.
He's like Lothar Matthäus in goal, ain't he? Basically, he can sweep up and everything, keep possession, keep things ticking. Yeah, I think teams will press City a little bit more next season. I look at City if I'm a team now, and I think you can still get at Manchester City, and I think teams will try. I don't know if Donnarumma completely suits the way Man City want to play because
I think there's a reason Pep wants him, though, don't you think?
I think, look, Edison's not a very good shot stopper. I think we all agree with that, yeah. So if he feels like his keeper's going to be more exposed this season, he might be wanting a shot-stopping goalkeeper. Maybe that's why he went for James Trafford in the transfer window as well, because he's a good shot-stopping goalkeeper. It does sense to me that is what Pep might be thinking.
That's literally what I said, and then Mo bit my face off, by the way. You just said it in a calmer way.
It might.
Exactly.
Can I go? Let me do the super chats because actually it's good that we have Shaz here because I want to speak about the chances of Chelsea finishing above Arsenal or challenging for the league or all this stuff. City allowed one more goal than Chelsea. Yeah.
They won't this year, I'll tell you that. I'll predict that City at least is going to concede 10 more goals than Chelsea. So at least 10? Double digit. 10? At least double digit. Yeah.
Okay. You guys said the same thing about. You guys said the same thing about PSG last season.
You're significantly underrating City, and not because I rate Pep Guardiola.
I think he is. Yeah.
But I think their squad and the players they've bought are pretty decent players.
Yeah.
And if you see, they're probably going to get someone like Rodrigo as well. They might be terrible conceding. I think they're going to be similar to Liverpool that year when just before Van Dijk came, where they were conceding 2, but they were scoring 3 or 4. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Going forward.
Exactly 4-3-3-2 before, because Van Dijk came in January, so like the first half of the season before Van Dijk came and he propelled them to a Champions League final. I think Man City could be like that because there's no way you can tell me Man City won't score a lot of goals. You can tell me
I read them going forward. Their front line is good, especially if the Edward Rodrigo.
I think they're going to be a lot more direct this year as well, which is going to suit Haaland even more. Which is going to allow
they lost your boy now, who you've been raving about on Twitter. You took KDB, so let's not act.
Wallah, KDB is 50% to City's strength over the last 5 years. 50%.
Okay, so now you are starting to speak my language.
great argument.
No,
Wallahi,
see, you're coming to the light.
If people don't know that, it's KDB to City is similar to Salah to Liverpool. And City, with all due respect to City, they haven't signed Alexander Isak yet. They have Haaland, they have Rodri. Rodri is injured. KDB, that's how highly I rate KDB. KDB is 50%. As I'm like
now he's joining Lobotka and Gisa and McTominay in midfield.
And people don't understand.
Just the other day.
Oh, I just converted, guys, online.
Bro,
See what I did.
KDB. People don't understand.
Steph, I'm gonna send you a cute video of McTominay and Kevin De Bruyne playing with each other. That sounds mad.
KDB for City.
I might need a Napoli jersey.
I'm telling you, KDB for Manchester City is one of the best players to ever play in the Premier League. He is in Gerrard. And people discount that. And people discount that. Yeah, it's okay. We left. KDB left. Do you understand that when Salah leaves Liverpool, there's going to be a rock at the team. When Van Dijk leaves. This is one of the most important players in the history of the new era of the Premier League, KDB. And it's okay, Adi. City will look the same. No, they won't look the same. They won't.
Do you know what I think City's major problem is? And I don't know if people have brought this up before, but I think Pep Guardiola is struggling to find wide players that suit the way he wants to play. And
wide players as just the wingers, or
wingers, because if you look at the wingers that he's buying recently, you know the talks of letting Thingy go and to Tottenham and all these, like City shouldn't even be thinking about letting him go. Surely, like I don't think Pep's got the wide players or wingers in that he completely trusts that will fit into this system.
Have you ever though? Like, I mean, have you ever?
I think Mahrez, Sterling will probably.
Even if you look at Mahrez, like how often did Mahrez start in big games? Like
he didn't really start. Sterling was the one, to be fair.
Sterling and Sane were probably the only ones that were
and then
like.
He fell out with Sane, and then he fell out with Sane.
Let me do this. You guys said the same thing about PSG and Barcelona last season, and now I'm listening to you all doing the same. Nobody knows.
What did we say about PSG and Barcelona? I'm confused.
What did we say, Marco, about PSG and Barcelona? And also, Barcelona as a team, as good as they are, they have an enigma. I can't analyze a team that has a Lamine Yamal. I just can't. It's the same as can't analyze a Barcelona team that has a Messi. It's impossible. It's very hard to analyze a team when there is a player that literally can dribble past everyone whenever he needs and just score a goal. He did it against Inter 3 times or 2 times against Inter. He literally took the ball halfway line and just dribbled and just scored the goal. I can't analyze them. City don't have that guy. Where is that guy that is going to dribble and get you out of trouble? KDB used to be that guy, not with dribbling, but with passing. KDB used to create something out of nothing. He picks up the ball, bang, there's 1-on-1. Oh, who played that pass? KDB. And nobody has this. Nobody has this.
Yeah.
For Chelsea, Spanish bozo is bigger than Italian bozo. Salad is yapping. Oh, that's a lot of people think that Sanchez suits Chelsea more than Donnarumma, and I hear it.
I still would like an upgrade, but I don't know who that is.
Yeah, okay, but not Donnarumma though.
Yeah,
I hear you.
That's my point.
I hear you. That people say, "Oh, so you don't want an upgrade?" No, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I want an upgrade.
I saw a tweet yesterday. Bro. I hate what football's come to, bro. Like people don't want a good goalkeeper because he's not good at doing something that's not.
But he's not that good. But he's not that good. But he's not that good.
Football, okay, I hear it.
But he's not that good.
You know, I don't rate Pep Staffy. Not that I don't rate him, but like I don't.
You don't think he's the GOAT.
But Salah, we have to accept this is new football. But this is new football, guys. This is it. Salah, we have to accept it. This is new football. Khalas, we have to accept it. This is how everyone plays. I don't like it as well. I fucking hate it. And Pep is the devil of football, but he's a genius because he changed everyone's.
Pep's twisted everyone's mind how football should be played now.
He's a genius,
bro. Wallahi, I go to like semi-pro, like step 4 games, and I'm seeing
trying to play the
goalkeeper in the part of the 2 centre backs. Bro, it's step 4 football, bro. Like you're getting paid £300 a week to play. And I'm seeing coaches doing, bro, it's ruined football, bro. Like I used to go watch my local team play, pass to the fast, like most likely black winger. You know what I'm trying to say? Fast, dribble, whip it into the most likely tall white centre forward. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to watch that type of football, and I'm seeing guys doing tiki taka. Why am I paying £5 to go to my local semi-pro team to watch tiki taka football, bro?
I'd rather watch, personally, me when I'm watching football, I'd rather watch quick, direct.
There's usually that techie Chinese player at the number 10 as well. You know what I'm trying to say? Give him the ball, do some magic. You get it?
I would rather watch quick direct football.
He's really describing the amateur football
passing.
here as well.
That's no, but
passing for
Salad,
passing.
you know exactly what I'm talking
I know
about.
he's talking. The thing I'm laughing. I know he's talking
like
about.
that's like
Yeah, probably because the teams are
He's not lying.
the teams are constructed like this here. Like when we play amateur football here, like the teams are constructed this way. Like we put the fast player on the side, we put the big guy up top, we put the techie guy in the tent.
Fat guy in goal.
Let's go, bro.
Yeah, look, I tell you, give me sometimes a 50-yard pass over past the ball.
That's
28 times to go in nowhere. Every time, man.
40-50-yard diag. That's what I'm trying to see.
Exactly.
I wanna go back.
I'm with you, man.
Can I have a I just for the last part, and I'm saying like five minutes. Why are we saying, and I'm being honest, can someone give me substance? Why everyone now is talking like it's a given that Arsenal will finish ahead of Chelsea and ahead of City? I need substance to it.
I can't give you substance because I didn't say that. So whoever said that,
that's consensus around, bro. A lot of people, like Chess can tell all the shows.
Here's the thing. People, just because Chelsea's won the Carabao Cup, this is the rivals. A lot of rival fans don't see a jump necessarily this season. So even though we've had a good back end to the season, and there's evidence to say that I could tell you guys we're going to have a good run in the season because the last few games of the last season, the Carabao Cup, the trophies, they might be minuscule, but they have a different mentality than the players you brought in. They're hitting the ground running. So I could argue we're going to have a good start to the season that propel us to being the title challenger. But to rivals, because they haven't seen Chelsea in the title race for 9-10 years, and because they don't believe my whole squad is complete enough to do so, they're still going to doubt that we can hit those heights. And that's why a lot of people have predicted Chelsea to finish 4th or 5th.
Yes.
And when you talk to them, they're like, no way Chelsea finish 3rd or 2nd because they haven't seen it.
Do you think you could compete for the title though? Forget
that's a different. That's different. I personally think if we can get the Simmons, another centre back, then I'll be way more confident than if we don't. Because in my opinion, we're very reliant on injury-prone players to stay.
I feel like we're not talking about Cole being injured enough. I'll be honest. And when
I
mean YouTube. I feel like YouTube actually sleeping.
Yeah, I mentioned it because a lot of Chelsea fans, they're in the middle. Some of them think we have to buy one. Some of them think no, just wait for Cole to come back. We've got enough. But I believe we have enough. But the players I'm looking at, they're very injury prone. All it takes is for Chalobah to go down, and I'm relying on Josh Achapong, who's a baller, but is he ready to win a title challenge? Probably not.
No, of course not.
So that's where my point of view is, and that's why I'll need to see it to believe it myself. That's why a lot of rival fans, to answer the question, they just can't see it because they haven't seen it yet.
The reason you get away with it, though, is because I don't think Colwell's a standout defender for you. When I say standout, it doesn't mean that he's not good. A standout defender, as an example, is Van Dijk. A defender, no matter how good or bad the system is, you know he's gonna do something. All right, Gabriel for Arsenal. Those are the standout defenders. Colwell, he's a very good defender in a very well system right now.
I was under the impression that a lot of Chelsea fans didn't like Colwell though. Like he's came
a long way. I'll be honest.
He improved massively.
He's came a long
way. Salah. He improved massively lately.
I mean, I've always been a fan of him, and when I see Chelsea,
there are a lot of players. There are a lot of players.
I'll probably say, objectively speaking, probably the back end towards the end of last year, going into the start of the new year, he started changing around his form. And then since then, he's been very like 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
Salah, we have seen this plenty of times. Gabriel, a lot of Arsenal fans didn't like him. He's now considered one of the best defenders. There is a lot of things changing.
I hear what you're saying. He's not a mainstay.
But players improve, Salah. Players improve. Players get experience.
No, just what I want to respond to Staffy. I hear what Staffy's saying. He's not a mainstay. He's not a brand. It's not a household name yet. But again, the trajectory was looking that way. Not Van Dijk level, obviously not. But he was getting to the position, that's why everyone's really disappointed in the injury, where honestly, he could probably solidify that space no matter what signings come in. And that's why
I agree.
We can't see that now. We don't know. So now it's just, if he comes back, cool. But in my opinion, it was never his position that people were looking at, which is a very good thing for a team that won the last like 10, 15 games, won like 12 of them, won 2 trophies, got top 4 in the end, going into a new season. It would have been him who would have been the mainstay with Cucurella and James and Sanchez. And the right centre back was more the one where everyone was like, yo, who's that going to be? So it's just disappointing we can't see that. And that's why I personally have a bit of reservations if we don't sign one. I don't believe the Chelsea briefs that we don't want one. I think that's cap. I think we can get a good one, they will. Gahey, we got rejected. That's why they're not going to put it out there in the media. I think he's supposed to Liverpool only. But
I think you have solutions at home. I'll be honest.
I agree with Chelsea fans.
coming
At the same
in.
time, Safi, they're all injury prone or unproven.
No, I know. But here's the thing. Well, you're going to have to trust some of that because you spent a lot of money for these guys for a reason. And this is the depth people like Don has been talking about. So now it's time to show it. When you do have Badiashile, who, yes, has been injury prone. He's fell off a cliff, but maybe he can regain some of that form. You have, what's his name?
Fofana, by the way?
Fofana is injury prone. He was good at some point.
Don't talk about that guy. Don't talk about that guy.
And I was going to say, you signing that
if you don't exist.
But I genuinely just want. Well, I just want to update. Like, is
most
he still
99% of Chelsea fans don't look at him in the team sheet or not, whether he's there or not.
Who?
Fofana.
Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley Fofana.
No, I just want. I genuinely just want an update.
I feel sorry. I feel sorry for the guy. Wallahi, I feel sorry for the guy. He's a back-to-back injury.
Still very, very young. Fofana, I think, is too.
He was very good at Leicester. Remember?
I think Fofana's 24 now.
Yeah.
No, but is he still injured? Is he getting?
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't care. Whatever.
Fair enough.
He comes back.
He could be injured. He could be available. They never know.
Give me 15 games and maybe I'll talk about you.
Yeah. You don't rate Pep salad, but you rate Arteta, who's copying Pep's system-based football, and Glazing Arteta make it make sense.
I'm
not gonna lie, the system is not the same.
They're nothing alike. Arteta is closer to Mourinho than he is to Pep.
Yeah,
I say he's maybe Simeone rather than maybe Pep.
This is not the GOAT. You never see him rate him. I'm defending you.
I just don't think he's the greatest of all time. I think there's a couple ahead of him. Don't
you know, Lo? You're not allowed to say that. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, no, I know. I understand.
You're not allowed to say that. It's against the law, apparently.
And outside of you can never say anything against Liverpool either. Like, I can't say anything about Liverpool ever.
People get in there.
Jamie, I'm telling you, the only two people that you can say something against Liverpool and they will objectively discuss it with you is Jamie and Jerry James.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Sam's not objective.
Sam?
People getting their feelings, man. People getting their feelings.
Sam has been very emotional lately with his insight.
Like, the whole world has this perception.
Yesterday,
we spent an hour. It was very, very touchy. Very. The whole world
has this perception that I hate Mohamed Salah. The whole world has this perception. I think he's shit. I just don't think
Mohamed Salah. I know that.
No, I don't like him, but I still think he's a top 3, top 4.
Exactly the point. Exactly my point.
No.
Come on, bro.
No. Listen. All I've said, regardless of how I feel towards Mohamed Salah, I think he's a top 3, top 4 Premier League winger of all time. Like, full stop. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The only thing that's so how my feelings about him don't matter. It doesn't matter whether I like him, dislike him. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think he's a top. So that alone is crazy. You know what I'm trying to say? That alone, me saying Cristiano Ronaldo and Eden Hazard are better than Mo Salah is me. I'm racist, first of all. Wallah, I'm racist. Everyone thinks I'm racist, right? Because I only support Africans and not North Africans, right? Wallahi.
Explain why you slander me. Okay.
I slander you. I don't like you. Nothing to do with where you're from. But no one glazes Hakimi more than me. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you don't see this. No one. I think Hakimi. I've said some crazy things regarding Hakimi. It's nothing to do with race. I just don't think he's better than Hazard and Ronaldo. That's it. That's where it starts and stops Hazard.
But Salah being top 3 in your opinion in Premier League all time is not a bad thing at all to say.
That's what I'm saying. No, but it's a good thing because you're a regular human being. But to the rest of the people that live in the city of Liverpool and are Liverpool fans, it's not the same. I've had a family, like an in-law, like just block me off social media. Wallahi, because I violated this football team. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's nuts.
He'll get very emotional.
Panel is disregarding how City are going to play next season. The reason they have both the Nouri Reinders, they have Gavardiol at centre back is to play a lot more direct rather than the slow position game.
Maybe.
Okay, Zayn, that's maybe very good, but I still think that they're going to have possession. Pep Guardiola has always reverted back to his old habits. Have the ball, pass the ball, 10 yards passing, 5 yards passing. That's what he does.
And you will see that really quickly. Wallahi, you're not going to die. I Googled Wesley Fofana to see what happens. Wallahi, Google said no news. Wallahi.
No news. In the last month, right?
Like, no news. Yeah. Anyway.
We don't know who that guy is. He's an imposter. I don't know who he is, man.
Okay, let me do it. And Selmenio and is closer to Colwell. You will see this season. Okay.
I do hear what Staffy's saying. I need to see people step up. That is a fact.
You know what Chelsea player that Chelsea sold that might have benefited them this season? and you might look at me crazy, but he had a great loan spell last year. You know, Renato Vega, he just sold to Atletico Madrid.
To be fair,
I don't know why they don't
him, but I think they want to
But
sell
he's
him.
gone. I might missed out on something here.
Yeah,
It's not gone. It's not gone. It's not gone. It's not gone.
Oh,
it didn't go through. It didn't.
Yeah.
Go
really?
You guys just offered him to us, Ches, like 2 days ago, so he's still
Yeah,
there.
in a deal with
To be fair, Don was saying just bring him back and play him, and it's a decent shout. But to be fair, I don't think Chelsea
the
wants
bridge is
him.
already broken, Staffy. That's the problem. It's number 2 football.
I think Chelsea just want to get rid of it because you guys offered him in the Garnacho deal.
I like Salah for Juventus. He was literally the only defender playing at even a remotely decent level. You know what I'm trying to say?
I would happily take him back.
And he wasn't even playing left back. He was playing centre back.
To be honest with you, Shez, he's a fucking physical specimen.
No, he's good. But my problem is he's already burnt his bridges when he was telling the club, I didn't come in to play left back. And then they were like, cool, play centre back then.
Also, is he actually a centre back then?
He wants to play centre back.
We bought him as a Hato. He was the original Hato.
So like left back, centre back type. Like LCB, left back, that kind of, okay.
He is a left centre back, sus left back, but he wanted to play centre back. And at the time, Cole coming through. So we
I like Salad. He's a peak rage baiter. So is Staffy. Very entertaining.
Don't ever put me and Salad in the same sentence. I've done a lot of my life to be respected.
I think Shez.
I would admit though. Like, I'm happy. I've raised my hand.
Shez is a rage baiter.
I think my legacy, man.
Guys, I tell you what.
Hey, Staffy, if I start leaking DMs, you're gonna get emotional again like last time. Like, stop pretending you don't like me.
I think the peak reach baiter is, but he doesn't mean it. Is Igal? He just gets people annoyed. He doesn't mean it. Wallah, he doesn't mean it. My bad. I heard wrong. I despise Arteta. I know you're an Arsenal fan and you despise Arteta. I know. Bro.
This might be the first ever super chat I ever see where someone apologizes.
Do you know what a lot of people do? Yeah,
I've never heard someone apologize in super chat.
When someone has an opinion, when someone has an opinion about maybe one of your players at your club and all that, they don't have to be right or wrong. I don't get why people get so upset about stuff. So, like Salah's saying about Salah there being, for me, Salah is number 1, but I'm not going to go and outrage. I'm not going to get outraged by someone saying, "Oh, he might be top 3."
But you're wrong, though.
You know what I mean?
He's not. But you can have your opinion, but you're wrong.
But we can debate that. We can all debate that, can't we? And not have fall out and call each other names and things like that. It's silly, ain't it? I don't get it.
But Jamie, you know why? It's called tribalism.
Yeah, but I can be realistic in life as well.
And the players, and they will always back them because it's a very even though it's not personal, it is personal because they're football.
Eden Hazard is one of my favorite players of all time. My second favorite Premier League player ever. You know what I'm trying to say? So,
well, who's number 1? Thierry Henry.
John Terry. That's mad, isn't it?
That is not a name I was expecting you to say.
Say that again.
Why John Terry though? That's actually random.
John Terry's my second. John Terry's my favorite.
That's very random. What the hell?
Yeah, John Terry's my favorite Premier League player of all time, ever.
He was a technical centre back, to be fair. So here on the eye,
bro. John Terry. Do you know people underrate John Terry's football playing ability?
Yeah, that's
Terry's good player, man.
He's playing left centre back
on the ball. He was left foot, right foot.
So good on the ball.
Very good. He's as good as Van Dijk's right leg. Very good.
He's not on Van Dijk's level.
Big up, Mo. Big up.
I hate when people do that. By the way, it really, I'm not swear. Really
so you think Van Dijk's better than John Terry?
Yeah.
People think that. They think Van Dijk is better than Terry.
I think Van Dijk is better than Terry.
Yeah. We have to but that's more. You're new to football. You might be older than us, but you're new to football. Does that make sense? Your football
maybe I'm new to football. I started watching football in 2018 when Van Dijk moved to Liverpool. That's why I think I
started watching Premier League recently.
Yeah, probably.
So you probably went outside when the internet in Egypt back then. Premier League football weren't really active.
It wasn't good. Yeah,
it wasn't good. Stuff as well.
It wasn't good in Egypt.
Yeah, I lived in the rich parts. Mo was in the hood, so I had internet.
We didn't have TVs back then, in Egypt. You know that, right? We used to listen to the games on the radio until like 2010. Egypt didn't have TVs and stuff on internet.
So how can you talk to me about John Terry?
Of course, we never we always used to listen the games until 2010.
He's joking. You think Egypt didn't have TV until 2010?
TVs came in.
Was it color?
TVs came in. No. In 2010 until 2015, we had black and white.
Okay, makes sense.
And then after this, colors came in.
Real quick though, you lost internet.
Seriously, bro. You don't believe me? Like when I left Egypt to go to America in 2012, my mom still had black and white TV, small, like 14-inch TV. The small ones, bro. The small ones. Yeah, seriously.
We get a group of friends on a football stream, but anyway.
Anyway, big up everyone that is here. Staffy TV in the description. Shez CFC as well is in the description as well. Big up everybody that is here. Jamie Phillips is going live every day now. Egal TV is live now. I'll be on Straight Facts with Hussam now. This is going to be a fire show. I don't know what is going to happen, what are we talking about, but it will be great. This will take you there.
Rage baiting, please. I want to see him get angry again. It makes me laugh. I love it.
He's like, I'm calm. You see, Mo's upset. His veins are popping. I'm like, bro.
It's when he starts whipping out the cigarettes, I start losing it.
Listen, every single time when someone brings out a cigarette, it's the best thing in the world. Oh my dude. Great time, man.
Love us, back like this.
I will see you guys after this.
My favorite one was
you guys today.
You're redirecting to the terrace, right? Can everyone spam in the terrace?
Okay. I know.
Can everyone spam in the terrace? What are you going to say, man?
But one, Hussam nil. Or El Hussam.
You could do that. I was going to say spam Isaac is a snake because apparently Hussam doesn't agree he's a snake.
Oh, yes. No, but there is a lot of Liverpool. There is a lot of Liverpool fans here. They will not do this. They will not do this.
But they can do it just to piss off Hussam. Come on. I mean, I'm sure they can find banter within themselves.
Guys, do the banter thing and just type Isaac is a snake. Just copy paste.
Yep. I'm about to do that.
Come on, guys. Copy paste. We'll see you guys soon.
Snake correctly.
What are you people?
There you go.